Welcome back to Teleturuan. Let's continue. Now, I will explain how the organs of the digestive system work together. How do you think your body absorbs nutrients from food? How is it the food broken down properly when you eat? The digestive system is composed of organs working together to get nutrients. Food passes through a long tube inside the body known as alimentary canal or gastrointestinal tract. The alimentary canal is made up of oral cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and anus. There are also several important accessory organs that help your body digest food even if the food do not pass through them. Accessory organs of the digestive system include the teeth, tongue, salivary glands, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. When you eat food, it needs to be broken down into a form that can be absorbed by the body. For instances, when you eat a mango, your body cannot use mango as it is. It needs to be cut into smaller pieces. Each piece of mango becomes smaller and smaller as it mixes with various substances. When they are small enough to be absorbed, the nutrient is distributed to the different parts of the body. There are two types of digestion, mechanical and chemical. In mechanical digestion, the food is broken down into smaller particles. This usually happens in the mouth through the action of the teeth and tongue. In chemical digestion, the food particles are broken down into nutrients and other substances that can be absorbed by the body. This also starts at the mouth and continues into the stomach and small intestine. Digestion begins in the mouth where the food is mechanically digested by chewing or mastication. There are 4 types of teeth that breaks down the food into smaller pieces. The incisors have thin edges and are used for cutting food. The canines are pointed and are for cutting food, particularly meat. The broader and bigger premolars and molars are for crushing and grinding food. As the food is chewed, saliva is released by the salivary glands, moistening the food for easy swallowing. The saliva also helps in the partial breakdown of food. The chewed food, which is now called bolus, passes through the pharynx and then go to the esophagus. The smooth muscles of the esophagus contracts in a rhythmic and wave-like motion. This is called peristalsis and it pushes the bolus down to the stomach. The stomach is a large, pear-shaped organ that can temporarily expand to store food. As the bolus enters the organ, the sphincter muscle at the end of the stomach contracts to keep it in. The churning action of the stomach breaks down the bolus into smaller food parts. The bolus is also mixed with acid. Because of this, the bolus changed consistency. It is now called chyme. The chyme is then pushed into small intestine. The small intestine is a long coiled tube. Most of the digestion takes place in the small intestine. It adds substance in the chyme to break it down further. It also absorbs the nutrients from the food and prepares it for circulation throughout the body. The undigested food particles are not absorbed and pass on the large intestine. The liver is the largest gland in the body and is located near the stomach. It produces bile that helps break down fats. The liver also stores nutrients like carbohydrates and releases them once needed. The pancreas is an elongated organ behind the stomach. It secretes substances that help break down proteins and fats in the small intestine. It also produces insulin which regulates the amount of sugar in the blood. In the large intestine or colon, water from the undigested food is absorbed. The indigestible food material is broken down until only parts not useful to the body are left. These waste will be expelled from the body in the form of feces. The last section of the alimentary canal are the rectum and anus. The rectum provides temporary storage for the feces before they are excreted. Peristalsis of the smooth muscle in the rectum pushes the feces out of the body. Digestive system is very important because it provides nourishment to all the body parts. Now, how can you take care of your digestive system? To keep in a healthy working condition, the following practices can be done. Eat food rich in fiber to regulate the bowel movement. Example are fruits and green leafy vegetables. Avoid eating too much spicy and fatty foods. Eat less sweets in between meals because sweet foods can destroy one's appetite for the regular meals. Eat slowly and chew the food well. Well-chewed food are easily digested. And drink plenty of fluids every day. Remember that the main function of the digestive system is to break down food into smaller pieces, absorbs nutrients in the bloodstream and transfers nutrients to the cells, and aids in the elimination of process of undigested food. The different parts of the digestive system includes mouth or the oral cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, liver, pancreas, large intestine, anus, and rectum. Now, we're done with the parts and functions of digestive system. Again, let's see if you learned something by answering these questions. What is the mass of food called as it enters the small intestine? Is that letter A, enzymes, B, bolus, C, chyme, or D, feces? The answer is letter C, chyme. What happens to food during chemical digestion? Is that letter A, food is taken inside the body? Letter B, food is taken outside the body? Letter C, food is broken down into nutrient? Or letter D, food is broken down into smaller particles? The answer is letter C, food is broken down into nutrient. Next, what is the function of the small intestine? Is that letter A, allows movement of food from the stomach to the rest of the body? Letter B, for digestion and absorption of nutrients? Letter C, aids in physical digestion of food? Or letter D, acts as a temporary storage of food? The answer is letter B, for the digestion and absorption of nutrients. Which is not a function of pancreas? Letter A, it secretes substance that help break down proteins and fats in the small intestine. Letter B, produces bile that helps break down fats. Letter C, it produces pancreatic juice that neutralizes acidic stomach. Or letter D, produces insulin that regulates the amount of sugar in the blood. The answer is letter B, produces bile that helps breaks down fats. What is the role of the large intestine in the digestion process? Is it letter A, it secretes bile? Letter B, it absorbs some of the water and salt? Letter C, it secretes enzymes that digest proteins? Or letter D, it serves as a temporary storage of water and food? The answer is letter D. It serves as a temporary storage of water and food. Thank you for your active participation. I hope you learn a lot. This has been Jomaric Mapindan of Mayapyap Elementary School. See you next time. Goodbye.